From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, a Sussex County couple is pleading with the public to help find their 2-month-old daughter's ashes that they lost on a road in Gumboro. A Georgetown woman is speaking out after she was attacked by a feral cat that she says is the result of an animal hoarding issue in her neighborhood. These stories and more on the way, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Good Friday, Delmarva. Well, we had quite a foggy start across the peninsula for the most part, and even still a little bit of some fog is still hanging around in our coastal locations. Taking a live look outside of North Ocean City, Maryland, we do have the sun shining, but if you look over towards the areas of the bay, we still have that lingering fog from this morning with some cooler temperatures right along the coast. Currently 53 degrees in North Ocean City. Take a look at some satellite and radar. You can still see a little bit of that cloud cover right along the immediate coast with that fog, but we are going to be seeing a little bit of an increase in the clouds from our south and west out ahead of our next storm system that could be bringing us some scattered thunderstorms during the day on Saturday. Let's have a look at those conditions elsewhere on Delmarva, especially with those temperatures. Inland locations are looking quite nice this afternoon. Currently 72 degrees in Georgetown, 70 for Salisbury, 68 for Pocomoke City, 71 for Easton, 72 for Centreville, 71 for Dover and Newark, and currently 69 degrees in Wilmington. We are seeing a little bit of an increase in that humidity out ahead of this storm system. Dew points in the upper 50s to even some 60 degrees showing up in Pocomoke City onwards towns to Exmoor. We are seeing a little bit of some breeze here and there from the south and west, generally sustained 5 to 10 miles per hour for the most part, but we are seeing some wind gusts anywhere between about 10 and 15, currently gusting to 15 in Salisbury, a little bit stronger along the Atlantic coast in Ocean City at 18 miles per hour, 14 for Pocomoke City, 14 as well for Centreville, and currently gusting to 13 miles per hour in Easton. Like I mentioned, we have a little bit of some storms in the forecast for your Saturday. I'll let you know regarding that threat in just a little bit.
A Sussex County couple is pleading with the public to help find their 2-month-old daughter's ashes that they lost on a road in Gumboro. On Wednesday, Richard Davis and Nicole Shepard were driving down Daisy Road in Gumboro when they realized they left a computer bag on top of the vehicle that contained their late daughter's ashes.
Well, we have one urn, it's half full. It's right here. I don't know if anybody could see. Mm-hmm. And then the other half, it was in a
I have a picture of it.
It was in a plastic like canister with her name on it. And to cope with it, the situation sometimes, the situation, I take her with me, I try to, because I'm not able to grow with her because she's no longer here. So I take her with me places, just so I can say she might have experienced something, in life. And it was in my computer bag, and I was giving somebody a ride, and I laid my bag on top of the truck, and I guess I left it on top of the truck, or I put it in the back of the truck. I'm not too sure what happened, but I was at Daisy Road in Gumboro, and I only went probably a mile down the street to Collins Road, and I thought about it, and I went back to look for it, and it was gone just that fast.
It's like a computer bag. It's what you would carry a computer in. It's rectangular. It's green. It's got like a flap over.
It's like a satchel.
Yeah, almost. It's one of them ones you put over your shoulder.
Now, their daughter, Harley Anna, recently passed away from pneumonia, and losing her ashes has devastated the young couple.
I mean, it's devastating. It's like losing your kid all over again. We use those ashes to do, like, when we go with the family members and stuff, we take her with us, and we, as we progress in life, if we were to go on a boat, we want to spread her there, and family picnics and any family vacations, it just feels like losing her all over again. It's like a piece of us is lost. It was devastating when he told me that it happened. He was scared to tell me, afraid that I'd be mad. I'm not mad. I'm just upset, and I want it back. It feels like a piece of my heart's gone again, and I already feel that way every day, so it's even a bigger hole.
Now, the parents are offering a reward for their safe return of the ashes that were inside a green computer bag at the time that they lost it. They're asking anyone who may have found it to please reach out.
You can call me by phone if that's okay, to get my phone number.
Okay, what's your phone number?
It's 410-202-9620.
Okay.
And
They can call, text, anything.
Well, a Georgetown woman is speaking out after she was attacked by a feral cat that she says is the result of an animal hoarding issue in her neighborhood. Ava Middleton says for years her neighborhood in Georgetown has been dealing with a serious animal hoarding feral cat issue at a house right across the street, and that as a result of it, she was recently bitten and injured by one of the cats.
Tuesday afternoon, I was raking leaves in my yard, and I was in and out of the shed looking for rakes and things, and you know, trying to do some spring cleaning outside. And I heard my two little dogs were barking. And usually if a kid rides by or someone walks by, they bark and that's the end of it. But they wouldn't stop barking. So I went around front to see what was going on. And they had a cat. The cat was crouched on the ground. It wasn't my cat. And they were just both barking at it. And they're little dogs. They're smaller than the cat. And I've seen the cat around. It's in my yard all the time. I have 4 cats. I have 2 black ones, a white one, and an orange one. And these gray cats keep coming in my yard from the neighbor next door, who's a cat hoarder. And I went to pick it up and put it over the fence so the dogs would stop barking. And I thought it's strange because this cat isn't running away. Most cats, you know, when a dog comes up on them, they run. So I picked this thing up and I'm trying to take it over to the fence and it bit me. Darn it, you know. And I put it down and then it hopped over the fence and it left. And it sunk its bottom and upper teeth in my hand. I don't know if you can see it, but it was pretty brutal. And then I thought, you know, every day I'm older. I made a rock garden. I drop a rock on my foot. Then I got bit. It's always something.
Now, after she was bit, Ava says she called animal control, who showed up the very next day and seized countless cats from the home, some of which were dead and had to be carried out in bags.
They had 4 or 5 animal trucks show up and the police, and they took out all the animals out, and I saw them carrying bags of dead cats. And it took all day to do this. And then she did show up. I heard she got arrested for animal cruelty, but I don't know how true that is. I did later text my son and my daughter, who are adults and they live in other states. And my daughter said, yeah, Mom. She told me she keeps the cats in freezers, the ones that die. Now, I don't know if they check their freezers, but the more I talk to people, the worse it sounds. And this has been going on for years. We just had a wonderful family move in next door on the other side of me. And they have 6 little kids that are out playing on the lawn all the time. And these cats are walking in my yard and theirs as well. And I'm really concerned for the safety of the kids in this neighborhood.
We reached out to the Office of Animal Welfare for more information and are awaiting a response. We'll have more on both these exclusive stories tomorrow during the Reporters Weekly at 9 a.m. right here on TV Delmarva. And as a thank you to our supporters, we're giving away a Roku Premier 4K streaming player so you can watch TV Delmarva right on your own TV. The winner will be announced after our news today. So if you haven't already, hurry over to our website, tvdelmarva.com right now and enter for your chance to win. Good luck, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Coming up, it's Battle of the Crab Cakes. Governor Carney and Maryland Governor Larry Hogan making a friendly March Madness wager. More details straight ahead. Don't go away. It's being called Battle of the Crab Cakes. Delaware Governor John Carney and Maryland Governor Larry Hogan made a friendly March Madness wager ahead of tonight's matchup between the number 4 seed University of Maryland Terrapins and the number 13 seed University of Delaware Fightin' Blue Hens in the first round of the 2022 Women's NCAA Tournament. Both governors wagered crab cakes from their respective states. The Blue Hens are 24-7 this season, while the Terps are 21-8. Tip tip-off is today at 5 p.m. at the Xfinity Center in College Park, Maryland. Well, it's looking like we're in store for cloudy skies tonight with a chance of rain as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
We would start to see an increase in the cloud cover during the overnight hours tonight, out ahead of our next weather maker. Milder temperatures will be filtering in during the day on Saturday, out ahead of a cold front that could produce some storms to be on the strong side as well. But a much calmer Sunday is ahead. What could we look at regarding these storms tomorrow? I'll let you know when we come back here on TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. We have some fairly nice afternoon conditions here on Delmarva, but it's going to be a little bit of a different story once we get into Saturday. But going into the overnight hours tonight, we're going to be increasing those clouds once again with mostly cloudy skies, and we're going to be developing some isolated showers, especially closer to Saturday morning that we go, with a fairly mild night overall, 52 to 55 degrees. And we got some light winds from the south between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast, rest of the overnight hours into the daytime hours on Saturday. Beginning with 8 o'clock this evening, we have the clouds once again moving back into the region. Some fairly mild temperatures too, anywhere between about 58 to 60 degrees this evening. Once we get into the heart of the overnight hours, we're still going to be dealing with plenty of cloud cover, and that's going to help keep those temperatures fairly mild during the overnight hours, well into the 50s for the most part. But once we get into tomorrow morning, we're going to be seeing an increase in some isolated showers thanks to a little bit of a warm front that's going to move through, and that's going to be halting our temperatures in the upper 50s to even about 60 degrees as we wake up tomorrow morning. By the time we get into the afternoon hours, though, 2 o'clock, we're still going to be dealing with some isolated showers, and we'll be looking at a couple of thunderstorms that may be developing too. Nice warm temperatures getting to about 60 degrees, and we're going to be feeling a little bit humid too, with those dew points getting into the 60s. But by the time we get into the mid-afternoon hours, just before the evening hours, we're going to be looking at a cold front that's going to be moving through, and that's going to be sparking up some thunderstorms for areas of Delmarva. Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk of severe weather for areas of Delmarva, and some of these storms could be on the strong to severe side too, getting into the lower 70s for those temperatures. But by 8 o'clock, we're going to be looking at the cold front beginning to move through, and all the thunderstorm activity should be getting to diminish. Temperatures still fairly mild into the 60s. And then once we get into the overnight hours, we're going to be looking at decreasing clouds and temperatures dropping back down into the lower 50s. Saturday forecast overall, though, we got scattered thunderstorms. Some could be on the strong to severe side, too. Very mild, 68 to 73 degrees. It's going to be breezy at times, too, from the south, between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Let's take a look at some of the severe threats going into Saturday. There is a little bit of a tornado risk, isolated in nature, but it's still going to be relatively low. The main threats are going to be hail up to the size of quarters, and some winds could be looking at anywhere between 50 and 60 miles per hour inside of these thunderstorms. Heavy rain, not much of a big deal. Most of these storms are going to be quick hitting, and rainfall amounts are going to be just under 1 inch. Now, the question I get a lot of times anytime we are forecasting severe weather, what is the tornado risk? And in the past couple of weeks, we've actually developed our own way to tell you what the threat for tornadoes is. Something called the Tornadic Energy Helicity Index, developed by us, gives you a scale between 0 and 10 of the percentage of what storms could be tornadic. And just in time for tomorrow, all this areas you see this light orange and yellowish color. On a scale there, that's between about 1 and 2. So these storms tomorrow have about a 10 to 20% chance of producing a tornado in this kind of environment, just to make it a little bit easier to show you what storms have the greatest potential of becoming tornadic, or it's just going to be more of a hail and wind threat overall. Now, take a look at the marine conditions for Saturday. Scattered thunderstorms on the Atlantic, 64 degrees, winds from the south at 15 to 20 miles per hour. And you can expect some larger seas too, anywhere between 3 and 6 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got scattered thunderstorms, 67 degrees, winds from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour with seas of 1 to 2 feet. And then the Chesapeake Bay, scattered thunderstorms at 70 degrees, winds from the south at 10 to 15 miles per hour with seas of around 1 to 2 feet. Going into the overnight hours, we're going to be still looking at some scattered thunderstorms early, but we'll be decreasing those clouds throughout the night. Still going to be fairly mild too, 47 to 52 degrees with some light winds from the southwest between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Now, take a look at that extended outlook. Now, like I mentioned, Saturday we had the chance for those scattered thunderstorms. Could be a little bit of a limiting factor because we do have some fairly cool water temperatures surrounding us in the 40s, which could inhibit some of that thunderstorm activity, but that's something we are keeping an eye on. Sunday's looking like a much better day, a little bit cooler into the lower 60s with plenty of sunshine. The start of the work week next week, still going to be looking at some fairly dry conditions and temperatures in the low and mid 60s, but the next chance of rain going into Wednesday and Thursday of next week with temperatures around 60 degrees.
Coming up, a case of bird flu has been confirmed on a farm in Kent County. More details straight ahead. Don't go away. Federal laboratory testing has confirmed a highly pathogenic H5N1 avian influenza or bird flu case in a commercial broiler farm in Kent County. Following an investigation by the Delaware Department of Agriculture, poultry from that farm has officially tested positive for the virus. The avian influenza detection follows previously announced cases on farms in both Newcastle County, Delaware, and Cecil and Queen Anne's counties in Maryland. Following these cases, federal and state partners have greatly expanded their surveillance sampling and testing regimen to better protect the poultry industry here on the Delmarva Peninsula. There is currently minimal risk to the public as there have been no human cases of the virus across the United States as of this time. Avian influenza does not affect poultry meat or egg products, which remain safe to eat.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson, we will be talking about the differences between tornado watches and tornado warnings. Now, with a tornado watch, that means be prepared. Tornadoes are possible in or near the watch area. Review and discuss your emergency plans and check supplies and your safe room. Be ready to act quickly if a warning is issued or you suspect a tornado is approaching. Acting early helps save lives. Watches are issued by the Storm Prediction Center for counties where tornadoes may occur. The watch area is typically very large and covering numerous counties or even entire states. Then we get to the second one, tornado warnings. That means take action. A tornado has been sighted or indicated by weather radar, or there happened to be sighted by someone who's a trained weather spotter or local law enforcement. There is immediate danger to life and property when this occurs. Move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and make sure to avoid windows. If you happen to live in a mobile home, a vehicle, or just happen to be outdoors, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. Warnings are issued by your local forecasting office, which the warnings are typically encompass a much smaller area, maybe around the size of a city or a small county that may be impacted by the tornado that's identified on radar from a local National Weather Service employee or a trained weather spotter or local law enforcement who happens to be watching the storm. Although the yearly average for tornadoes here in Delmarva is only about one a year, but in the last few years we have seen several destructive tornadoes and we continue to see those averages increase. Make sure you have a way to be notified for these warnings, whether from your smartphone or in the best case scenario during the nighttime events. A NOAA weather radio is your best friend and the best method for alerting you when a warning is issued.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of hard-hitting local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News.